Big shout there for Ma Long as he walks in. And he has been probably the best performer here. I think it's fair to say, certainly the Infinity Arena that we've seen, right?
Yeah, it's tough to compare. You've got apples and oranges because the draws are completely different, but he's looked unstoppable so far. And these two in their head-to-head, well, Hugo Calderano's had 3 tries so far, and Ma Long has not dropped a match yet. Details to follow.
Yeah, he's only dropped 1 game, by the way. But we'll tell you more about that in a short while. Ma Long, 3 places high in the world rankings. 34% is really not bad at all. Actually, it's very good against Chinese players. 40 events more Ma Long has won. I mean, that's actually, given what we've seen, 34%, that's impressive.
I was just thinking about that 46 events. I remember when he was still passing by Vladi Samsonov.
Calderano, come for the toss.
And he still might have years to come. Akram Benatia here, our umpire for the match. We're expecting to see him in Paris. Speaking of Paris, as Akram Benatia lives there, we're expecting to see this man, Ma Long, at the Olympic Games, standing across from his former arch nemesis and now coach. Arch nemesis from his team, really. Penhold sensation Wang Hao, who used to train Fan Zhendong as a personal coach for quite some time.
Toss time. Red or blue? Blue for Calderano, red for Ma Long. Red, Ma Long, winner of the toss. What do you choose? Receive for Ma Long, serve for Calderano. Which side? Good match.
So Ma Long will serve first then. We'll find out a bit more about his opponent, Hugo Calderano. 26 years of age, a man from Rio de Janeiro. He was currently 5th, but he was as high as 3rd just over a year ago. 64% win rate, as I mentioned, 34% against Chinese players, which is actually pretty decent.
Cho Sung-min fell in the 5th to Hugo Calderano in the round of 64. Yukiya Uda 3-1, Darko Jorgic 3-1, and Quadri Aruna, who had an incredible event, knocking out Tomokazu Harimoto, met his match, a well-prepared Hugo Calderano with a clear plan, which makes me wonder how this match will go.
As for Ma Long, he is currently number 2 in the world. He was the longest reigning ever world number 1, 18 years a pro now. Look at that, 86% win rate, and he's got the most ever event wins.
A win over the dude, Benedikt Duda of Germany, 3-0. After that, Lin Shidong, the young Padawan from China. Bright future ahead for him, but Lee Song-soo in the next round, who had an outstanding event as well, was beaten in the round of 16. And then Dang Chiu, whose name we have reversed to fit his Germany likeness, 4-0. I mean, that was quite shocking too, because Dang Chiu had been doing all sorts of things, getting closer and closer to Ma Long, but this was quite a socially distanced scoreline. You like that one? Out of everything, that's the one?
Yeah, I'm lost for words, which is not something I happens very often.
Yeah, I can take that for you. $100,000 for the winner of this event. 2,000 points on the line. They could both use that. Top 5 in the world, both of them. Ma Long just, 3,345 points or something like that. I don't know, but it's over 3,000. Either way, he's got a little ways to go here. And who's waiting for him on the other side of the draw? Well, Fan Zhendong is waiting for the winner of this match, which has yet to be determined.
You were asking me about those details on the head-to-head.
Yeah, give me deets.
All 3 won by Ma Long, as you saw.
Calderano to serve.
3-0, 3-0, 4-1. 2019 was the last time they played. But obviously, Calderano has really skyrocketed up the rankings since then.
True.
Love out.
So Hugo Calderano with the serves here. Ma Long chose to receive. Remember, it's a best of 7 match. First player to win 4 games.
Love 1. let, love, 1.
It's funny, I like how they both get their eyes at about net level before they receive. Different ways to do it.
2, love.
People might wonder, why do they get so low, only to just stand up right before they receive? Like many things, it's sort of a rhythm thing.
You were talking there about his thrashing, let's face it, against Dang Cho in the quarterfinals. He said that was his best match, and I think we'd have to agree just from what we've seen him a couple times in this event. But he just looked so good, didn't he?
Yeah, here's the thing. You can be the greatest of all time. You can even be #1 in the world, but you have to keep improving.
Yeah.
You've constantly got people developing their game, finding answers to try and dethrone you. So Ma Long is a man who keeps reinventing himself.
What
was interesting, he said, that's the best match I've played since the Singapore Smash last year. So he thinks that's his best match in a year.
Which is quite impressive considering he beat Fan Zhendong internally recently. He's had some big wins over the years, you could say, or in the last year.
And what was even more interesting, he says, I'm getting into the zone on court and done what I set out to achieve, so I was more relaxed. And he's using that word a lot more now. But he feels like he's only getting into the zone. Imagine when he is actually there.
Right. It's interesting how with age, people's sort of temperatures change, you know, their taste buds.
5-2.
Well, he feels he's only getting better.
One of my favorite things is right after the shot. Watch the way he just springs up, almost like a little breakdance move, but it's sort of a pep in the step thing. He's always ready for the next shot to come back. That's how it seems.
2-6.
It's weird. Ma Long doesn't look like he's aged a day in a weird way. Looks like the same guy we saw in 2015, just with less hair gel. That's it. For the World Championships, anyway, he got a little dapped up.
Hugo Calderano will be happy with that.
That's a lot of work for a point. Ma Long is so efficient. He's one of very few players who's able to hang in there with so much pace coming at him and still make his way back into the table. He was moving closer and closer with every shot. Calderano's got the power from behind the table, as you saw in that 13-shot rally.
Nice work on the backhand. Just a little too far for Ma Long.
Now this, to me, is going to be a key factor. If he can hit that far, wide forehand on a parallel backhand against Fan Zhendong in 2018 when he won, that was a key factor. It was a key ingredient. Hugo Calderano was explosive near the table. His first attack, he did parallels a lot.
7-4.
But Ma Long controls, he like gatekeeps the table so well. He doesn't allow you much easy. Even the strengths we saw from Hugo Calderano against Quadriaruna just aren't available options right now.
Yeah.
That said, it's just a 3-point game.
Oh. 5-7.
I'm sure we'll get to see this one again, but the timing on this shot was clearly changed. Jean-René Meunier in the corner there. Hugo Calderano will do funny things to the ball. Let's take another look and see how he actually contacted that. Yeah, side spin. It was a little bit of a tomahawk chop block.
So it's just veering away.
Yeah, just a bit. Not a lot of top spin. It makes the ball slow down and curve to that forehand. Really nice timing change there to get within 2.
Just a bit too much on that, Calderano.
It's a reminder that when Ma Long's on the other side of the table, a half-long serve has to be just that much shorter to make sure it's out of reach for him. It's like the table is no obstacle.
Well, that's nicely put away by Calderano.
Yeah, the touch game, he's right there in at the table in this one. Watch the touch. low to the net, not a lot of spin on it. So when Ma Long touches it, he's open just a little too much, and it earns Calderano the opportunity. Still, he has to play it a little bit more to the middle on that shot. He goes cross court, he's in trouble.
Nine, 6.
Ma Long now 2 away from this first game.
Use of side spin there, a little fortune off the net, but he saw Ma Long turning the corner, so he was quite mindful about where to play his receive. That one looked like it was coming into play in the replay.
It really did.
Different perspectives.
6, 10.
Handcuffs. What can you do against a ball like this? Ma Long from under the table on the forehand is able to spin it heavily low to the net and shallow.
4 game points here, Ma Long.
Eleven, 6.
So,
Game
after a
to
brief
Ma
fight
Long.
back there from Hugo Calderano, it is Ma Long who comes out of that first game the victor. 1 up here, taking that 11-6. Let's have a look at the Ma Long serves.
Wow, as tight as can be. Calderano good inside the table, but mostly to that deep, by deep I mean wide forehand, but shallow. That's going to stay inside the table. And he's keeping him quite low as always, but a bit unpredictable. Just a sprinkling, a spattering more to the middle of the table. He delivers serves quite similarly, so you can't tell until he contacts it where he's going to go. That's one of the reasons he's one of the toughest players to receive.
Game. Ma Long to serve. Love all.
G.O.A.T in the crowd there, former personal coach for Ma Long, father figure.
One, love.
If I'm not mistaken, he was promoted to be the head coach for the men's team, which is part of the reason you won't see him on the bench.
One, 1.
So you've seen what Ma Long has done for Calderano on the serves. What about from Calderano's perspective to limit or handcuff or constrain his opponent?
Gonna have to be some surprises.
1, 2.
I thought that was a pretty good setup, to be fair. Ma Long recovers well, but Hugo gets a decent third ball in this. That full swing Ma Long. I mean, this is not a man who looks like he's ever been through an injury. That's a man who looks confident, comfortable, well stretched, and ready to do whatever is necessary.
It's also a man who's won 7 of the last 9 points.
It's a man who deserves to have a sign in the front row that says "G.O.A.T Ma Long," held upside down by a fan.
Oh, was that one upside down?
Yeah.
I saw 2 of them, but I didn't know.
That's why you thought you saw 2.
Just too good.
In the arm. Sting pong out here. We talked about the totem pole, how tall it is. I mean, remember Hugo versus Quadri? That was quite shocking.
Yeah.
Same thing here.
Let 4, 1.
Great return. Hugo was under real pressure there, wasn't he?
Yeah, behind the table he's strong, but against Ma Long, very few will survive back there. Ma Long's serve, again, gets him right into the point, but that block, bending, perfect cover of the middle. Even with an opponent that far behind the table, it just goes to show you how valuable hitting to the middle can be. This might not be the perfect example, but the fact that Ma Long would even pursue it in that moment, that's important.
So you were saying for Calderano to keep it as some variations, change it up, surprise Ma Long?
Yeah, there's a page out of the 2017 World Championships men's singles final Ma Long handbook that says give the opponent the first attack, but don't let him make it quality. Meaning, Fang Zhendong in that final took the first attack more often than Ma Long, and still Ma Long won more of those points. So if Hugo Calderano can get Ma Long to take the first attack when it's not the best option and he sacrifices position for it, it might be worth it to get the counter for the win.
So you're almost tempting him into that.
Yes, it's bait.
Yeah.
And Ma Long is the biggest brain in the game. I mean, he doesn't fall for much, right? He recognizes things. He tries to make sure he gives you what you don't want. He sees your plan. It's like he knows your plan before you do sometimes, but Calderano using it well just there. And this is
see that
patience.
very often. Yeah.
What was that?
Don't see that so often.
True. Holds, he really took his time on that, just to wait and see where the body movement went. When Ma Long started to shift to the backhand corner, Calderano hadn't yet sort of committed his wrist to any place on the table, so he had the choice.
Been a good little spell here for Calderano.
Sure has. We haven't seen the chop block in some time for Ma Long, but Calderano on that parallel now. He's earned himself a good variety of opportunities here.
That little run of Calderano's ends.
How does that opening backhand from Calderano not even bother Ma Long? Just look at that. He's so calm under pressure. Man. It's like what becoming a parent does for you sometimes. Saying I got a little moisture on the racket here. Dapperoo back and ready.
Off the serve, very nicely done, Ma Long. And he just gives himself a bit of room here. 3 points clear. Calderano, nice play.
Takes a lot of work to even figure out how to create an opening sometimes.
Ma Long, do not delay the game, please.
Ooh.
6-8.
I like it.
Firm and clear.
Yeah. Everybody's a human being. Even our favorite superheroes.
Six, 9.
Do you feel that Calderano has sort of learned a few things in this second game? Has sort of upped it a bit from the first?
Yeah, I do. I feel like he's still learning. He's learning all the time. While he's matched his score right now from game number 1, he's still learning all the time.
10,
Although from a pattern standpoint, I was talking about giving the first attack. And this is also, you know, in an adversarial sport, as the opponent changes, it's he who is most willing to adapt, right? Ma Long isn't taking the bait anymore.
He isn't.
He's giving it back and saying, no, you take the first attack.
11.
He converts the first of his game points, Ma Long. He's 2 up here. And he's just done a little shake of the head and muttering to himself. We've talked about that earlier. That's the perfectionist he is.
little look at the serves from both sides in game number 2. Ma Long's on the left side of the table where his serves bounced. Interesting there. So you've got deep to the backhand. Nothing too crazy there. Fairly similar. I think in general it's just going to be a question of trying to find opportunities to get Ma Long to do what he doesn't want. And the thing is, because he's so adaptable, his receive game is incredible, and his serve game is tough to receive. We were talking about how he was allowing Ma Long. Hey, there we go.
And the right way up.
There we go. It was someone else, by the way, someone much older than that that teenager we just saw on screen.
That poor little kid had it facing inwards.
Oh, really?
Oh, poor guy.
Oh, man. He just wanted to read it over and over again.
Exactly.
I'll show you later. Back edge of the table, sorry in English. He does speak quite some good English, by the way.
He does.
Many fans know from over the years where he live on TV gave speeches in English.
They love it as well when he does it.
Made in China. Very memorable moment for table tennis fans. That's the one. There she is, busted, front row, nailed it. Oh, man. Oh, man.
1, 2.
Adam's just going to leave us for a short while to get that sorted out, are you?
If you see me on TV in the front row, I'm just helping out a fellow friend. Beautiful angle here. The opposite corner completely where the red lines meet. Red side out, it doesn't matter.
Oh, he wasn't far away from that counter.
It's amazing how quickly players twiddle the racket. Ma Long there, handwritten, gotta love it. Watch him turn the racket. Ma Long, there it is, already twiddled. Red on the forehand, Y for extra speed, and Calderano comes right back. Ma Long, it's gotta be uncomfortable when it starts to come in lower and you still have your red spongy rubber on the forehand for Ma Long. 11 shots, a lot of them quite distant.
2, 3.
He's getting down to these sort of shots, but not getting the points.
Yeah, footwork is no issue for either player, really. But for Hugo, I saw him hit a roller like this in practice recently on his Instagram. He has one of the more fun Instagrams. Creative guy.
Four, 2.
So what's he got to do here? Again, similar to what we talked about. Again, just offer up and see, because that didn't seem to work, did it?
I just think you have to try more things. In some senses, that might mean a long serve here and there. It might mean less spin on the serve.
5, 2.
Hugo Calderano has some good explosivity. He's got some great power early on in the rallies. And sometimes taking spin off, if you can convince the opponent with a similar motion that there's more spin, you'll either get a ball that's popped up, comes back a little bit long, dumped into the net, deception. For example, Ma Long, one of the most deceptive serves in the game. And the thing is, it looks so simple. Sometimes those are the best things, the things that look simple, but are constantly subtly changing.
So risk-taking important here, maybe, for Hugo Calderano.
2,
This is running away from him. It's 5 points, that margin now.
Eight, 2.
He's in trouble, isn't he, Calderano?
Yeah, not happy with that, but taking his chances. Amazing, just the amount of spin that Ma Long gets on that.
13 of the last 16. Marlon's
9,
way. 14 of the last 17.
There are the eyes, low and ready. To make Ma Long uncomfortable.
Yeah, he's just retreating further and further back. It's getting harder and harder. 8 game points here for Ma Long.
Let 2-10.
Even just there, returning that, the way he turned the racket and still played it so comfortably.
Well, that's better,
3-10.
but it's coming at the tail end of this game.
Yeah, it's not going to be a reliable way to win points in terms of clipping the edge, but nice parallel either way. Had that been clean on top of the table, Ma Long's there.
Well, no way he's going to that one, Ma Long.
Beautiful deception from inside the table. Take a look at it one more time. Calderano up. Moves away from the ball, plays a Chiquita completely opposite to his body's momentum.
It was a lovely shot from Brazilian.
Let 10-4. Game 2.
Well, Ma Long is now 3 up. He's in a fantastic position here, having won that third game. 11-4, his biggest win yet of the 3 games. Yeah, the winners from Ma Long in that previous game, with the bulk of them just in the middle, going towards that area on the backhand there for Hugo Calderano.
Just a reminder that Ma Long is incredibly difficult to predict. Middle of the table, comfortable on the corners, backhand. Calderano is going to be more consistent, especially from behind the table, with his forehand. His backhand is strong, and a lot of points he's been driven behind the table.
Fourth game, Ma Long to serve, left all. Stop, Ma Long, do not press in the ball, please. Left
Second
all.
talking to.
Love 1.
Not bad so far. Shutout here in game 4 for the thrill from Brazil. And on the receive nonetheless, so a good start either way.
Well, these are the sort of rallies that Ma Long has been winning quite consistently.
Remember, these players aren't out here alone. They've got coaches with them. Team Calderano right now, Jean-René Mounier. That's a lot of work. Just thinking, what can you do when some of these shots are still coming back the way they are?
2-1.
Bit more spin here from Calderano, really brushing that ball. I think, for me, that's going to be a key ingredient, partially just because, 1, security, but 2, timing. Right, he needs to make sure the shot's coming in. Ma Long's getting a lot of balls back. He's not able to finish the point the way he's wanted.
1-3.
Coming in with the threat of the backhand over the table puts extra pressure on Ma Long in the touch game.
Yeah, definitely the best start Calderano's had so far. Tough ask here for Calderano against a man who's only ever taken 1 game off in their previous 3 meetings. So as I mentioned earlier, that last one was good 4 years ago. This is a man who's just about a year ago was top 3.
It's pretty crazy to think about. Also to think that he beat the current world #1, but in all his encounters, all 3s, a game.
Makes that look really good. makes it look effortless. Of course, he's put so much into it, but brilliant from Calderano.
Right, good use of spin variation again, a little bit less spin so that the ball pops up. And for the second time, you might remember, he really held his position to wait and see where Ma Long would move.
4-4.
It's just tough to get yourself in that position in the first place, to even get there so that you have the luxury of choice. Obviously, there's always a choice, but you'd like to have some decent options.
Five, 4.
It's Ma Long now, finally goes in front here in this game.
Let. 5-4.
Sometimes the assistant umpire will see a ball just graze the top of the net on the way over, raise the hand that you saw at the bottom of the screen, saying redo, let.
Just too good, Ma Long.
It's tough not to get ahead of yourself and think Fang Zhendong versus Ma Long. It's almost like there's only, of course, Wang Chuqin has a winning record against Ma Long, but few have really, with any consistency, almost no one has been able to stop Ma Long.
Well, having said that,
5, 6.
Well, no one has stopped Calderano in 2023.
Correct.
This is his 20th win, I think he's going to say, this year, having won events in Durban and Doha, looking for his 3rd title of the year.
Durban will be home to the World Championships in not too long.
Let. 5, 6.
Actually had a chance in Smash Park out in front to meet some friends from Africa that are excited about Durban coming up. And I'll be excited. It's table tennis in Africa. Quadri Aruna has done so much for the sport. And a lot of other stars there as well.
Seven, 5.
He's edging towards that 11, isn't he, Ma Long?
Please keep your eye on the contact here, the way he hits that ball. Interesting, in that replay, it appeared to be straight topspin. It felt like when he contacted it, he brushed it a little bit, which is why Hugo might have had a little bit of discomfort trying to block that.
Seven, 6.
Look at that.
Right, this is a player who held his opponent to 4 points last game. Hugo Calderano now, the thrill from Brazil. Must win every game for the rest of this match. Still has a little ways to go here.
6, 8.
Yeah, this is, well, we say it every so often, now or never, isn't it, for Hugo Calderano.
We say now or never every now and again. The sign.
There you go. Well done.
Oh, man.
Seven, 8.
This is interesting for me. Every once in a while, you see a player play a shot that they haven't pulled out. Is he capable of it? Yes. Has he needed it? No. Was now the time? Well, hindsight is 20/20, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see him do anything like that anytime soon.
Let.
More people joining the G.O.A.T party.
8.
I'm going to say someone should quickly put 3 posters of Hugo right behind Ma Long for a little balance here. Time Calderano.
How would he even get any of those shots, Ma Long?
Yeah, that last one sure didn't miss by a lot. Calderano has to play with so much pressure, corner to corner, right on the lines. First time we've seen this choreography out here. The dance has changed up a little bit. The leading man was Hugo Calderano with, well, Ma Long dipped way deep in the backcourt. 8 points apiece here.
Yeah, it's looking a lot tighter.
Eight.
Ooh, like that, you heard that as well.
That was outstanding touch. Calderano takes it so early off the bounce. He has to get in to touch that as softly as he did. The handmade in the background. First time now for Hugo Calderano in the lead this match.
10, 8.
At least that I can recall, and based on what was just whispered into my ears.
2 game points.
That it is. And the head shake there, Rise smile. That patience, it's not so often we see. The third time that he's really felt like he's had the luxury of time to choose his placement with the backhand, Calderano. Yeah, earlier he had 3-1. Thanks for the reminder, Shahzad. 2 game points for Hugo Calderano.
Hugo Calderano's taking the game.
Calderano.
We are going into a 5th. We'll give him such a big boost. 11-8, Hugo Calderano in game 4.
So the winners for Hugo Calderano, look at that, almost nothing to the backhand. Ma Long, I mean, really, he'll turn the corner from time to time, as we saw late in the match, but almost everything that ended a point in favor of Hugo Calderano was forehand, middle, and just barely on the backhand side for that one. But for a player who got 11 points first this time around, didn't use his timeout, and extends the match, Hugo Calderano with some interesting data there on screen.
5th game, Calderano to serve. Love all.
So Ma Long finally drops a game in this event.
Love
And
one.
let's see his reaction to that.
Has the tail been stepped on?
I think it has.
Get ready for some breath of fire. That said, momentum with a man with a plan. Second serve, though, despite not being able to convert the first.
Didn't like the look of the ball.
Not muito bon.
One.
So what for you was Calderano doing right in that previous game then?
Well, I feel like half of it for me was what we discussed. Taking spin-off serves, variation in the service game in that way, early to touch the ball in the short game, patience whenever he could get a little bit of height to see where Ma Long moves first.
1, 2.
And he's always going to be looking for the opportunity. When there is a little bit of height and he has the confidence to spring on it, he's got the power. He doesn't turn. The upper shoulders there, I mean, just looking at his upper body.
That's not something you see so often.
7 of the last 8 points for Hugo Calderano.
2-2.
Has plenty still to do, doesn't he, the Brazilian? He's got to win basically the rest of this match. All the games remaining here. Right off that edge.
Just for philosophy's sake, I guess you could say the same thing about Ma Long. Just you won't have to use, you won't have to do it in the 7th.
We might have to.
I'm an idiot. What I said isn't true. He does not have to win the rest of the games. He could lose this one and win the next. There we go. I'll go back to my think tank. I'll be back in 5.
A wild one there from Calderano.
Notice that the head of Ma Long turned with it, though. He followed it immediately. He never lost track of the ball. Keep your eyes on Ma Long's head here. Watch. Just a dodge and a twist. From that angle, it looked, you could see that it was more of a dodge, actually.
Yeah, I think it was.
I like getting different perspectives. Literally and figuratively.
Still at it. That's what the fans want to see, that kind of entertainment.
I thought he got himself back in the point with that second lob. The first one was really shallow, and while Ma Long crushed it, it comes back higher and with interest. Watch where this one lands. Very shallow, ripped. Now this one, this is where he knows he's going to counter. Ma Long has to jump from about 5 feet behind the table just to stay on top of that ball.
Very quickly done there, Calderano.
His Chule was about his same speed here as the shots itself. Everything compact in that rally.
Fantastic point, Ma Long makes his feeling known about it.
That might be the point that determines this match. That might have the scar power. I mean, Ma Long knows that he just survived an incredible rally. Across the chest, he gets a net. Calderano on the attack from near the table. And still, Ma Long finds a way to even out the playing field and take control of this point. The surprise factor with that backhand down the line, that he can pull out tricks in these moments, is scary.
What a point that was. 18 shots as well.
There's just there's so much to ask right now. Hugo tries to sideswipe this ball. Watch the forehand attempt. I mean, the angle of the racket was so turned. It's just how much pressure he's under to cause some disruption in Ma Long. He has to take these chances to just faintly hit the ball. If he plays safe, you know what to expect.
Three in a row for Ma Long.
And the chop block, it's a baby chop block out here. Just a little jab at it from the side. Ma Long, there it is. Mostly side spin, no under on it. It's part of the reason the ball carries up and out. The beauty of a chop block. Tough to read. How much of what?
Well, he's just suddenly accelerated, hasn't he, Ma Long?
That type of finish is the type of finish that is tough to forget. When the ball hits you in the free arm and you're behind the table, Ma Long's got the speed, he's got the power. Looking like a fresh new man. And a timeout now on Calderano's side. The thrill from Brazil, down by 4 in this 5th game. A little conversation with coach Jean-René Mounier.
Bem melhor, temos que continuar a brigar como um tigre, mais importante. Continuar a brigar. Só uma parte, que os contos más puntos te dos puntos bem positivos, você vai conseguir esses pontos. Mas acredito que como no início do set, quando você faz uma vez para a esquerda, logo depois para a direita, é muito bom. Ou diretamente uma chiquita para a direita, você tem que criar esse desequilíbrio. Para mim, o mais importante é isso. E depois,
well, this was the point, wasn't it, of that last game? Maybe of the match.
That leaping shot there, Ma Long has to leave both of his feet to get the backhand. Sean Pung there in the crowd. Maybe fourth generation, fourth string Team China. I like the whole handwritten sign. We see a lot of digital sort of iPad type messages out here.
Yeah.
So good old
You like
streaks
old
of
school?
pen. So I just like mixing it up. It's fun to see something different. If everybody was doing pen, I think that digital sign would be my favorite, you know?
4,
A breath of fresh air, a little change is nice, some variety.
Well, Hugo Calderano will regard himself as a breath of fresh air if he can win this and get into the Singapore Smash final, but he's 4 behind here in game 5.
4, 9.
Ma Long just 2 away.
Yeah, it's amazing to me. You could see a little bit of frustration from Calderano. That's the precision of Ma Long in the receive game.
Nine, 5.
He's able to catch the edge of his opponent's racket here. Hugo Calderano, one step in the right direction. Again, it's not unthinkable. Hugo Calderano is capable of this win, but the positions right now, the odds are not going to be in his favor.
Nine, 6.
Let's see.
He turned around to the bench, Ma Long. It looked like timeout here.
Sounds like it.
Timeout.
There it is. He can feel, the dictator knows when somebody's trying to change the regime.
他像拼命上拧，完了打枪是往你正中就变，对吧？这个没问题啊，稍微点点速度就行啊。第一个球其实很好啊，正手肉没走到，没问题啊，还是要这种坚定，来稍微缓一下啊。可以啊，发球就是强，包括这种接发球，反正我过来搁住就行啊，看准了打，哪怕我给这个中间去，都出去都行。 但只要想下手这一下，一定要有速度，要直，要狠啊！没关系啊。可以啊，坚定啊！挺好啊，加油点啊！
So he just took a little time out there, Ma Long, with Calderano trying to force his way back into this game. Still a 3-point cushion on world number 2.
9, 6.
He's on a roll here, Calderano.
Parachute has been pulled, and still Calderano finding answers. Several in a row now. That opening from here, a bit surprising from this angle. The posture we just saw Ma Long in. It's got me scratching my head a little bit.
A little uneasy. What a run of points this is. Calderano just behind Ma Long now.
I mean, the consistency under pressure. Ma Long, it just feels like the temperature has changed. Passive, a step behind the table. The briefest moments, little smile, an ironic smile there of disappointment to say, huh, how did I get here?
Missed it. 10-8. Marlon's got 2 match points.
Take a look at this receive. Touched, half long, and the fact that he's there this time, covering the forehand corner, adds that extra bit of pressure to Hugo Calderano with a plan.
Length 10-8.
Good catch.
Marlon is through to the Singapore Smash 2023 men's singles final.
4 games to 1.
It looked at one point a foregone conclusion, but Hugo Calderano had other ideas, forced his way back into this. Marlon wins 11-6, 11-6, 11-4, 8-11, 11-8. 4 games to 1. Well, Calderano has played his part in this.
Yeah, he definitely put up an incredible fight there, and in the end, as you mentioned, between that string of points on the comeback, even that last point, you could see that Calderano was very focused on securing his shot, loading it with spin, but Ma Long found the answers when he needed them. And now we will have the final that the world has been waiting for since 2017. It has been the Clash of Titans. It is the next Marvel movie with the superheroes we know the best. The world #1 will be playing against the world #2.
Let's hear then from our semi-final winner. Here's Marlon of China.
Now standing by with us here, undoubtedly a crowd favorite, Marlon. Congratulations on making it to the final. Your sensational form continues. Firstly, share with everyone how you're feeling after that win.
恭喜马龙成功闯入了决赛。那这次的新加坡大满贯呢，你为大家展示了最高水平的竞技状态。如何评价自己在过去1周的表现呢？
我觉得在过去1周自己这种表现也是越来越好吧，然后也自己的发挥也自己感觉到非常满意。当然，最重要的一场比赛肯定是明天的比赛，我也希望明天也能发挥出好的状态。
My performance here at the Singapore Smash is getting better and better in the past week. And generally, I feel very satisfied with my own performance here. And of course, the most important match is tomorrow, is the finals. I hope I'll be able to play my best table tennis tomorrow too.
Now, speaking of the final, we will have a repeat of that final. You take on the world #1, Fan Zhendong. How much are you looking forward to battling it out once more against him?
进入决赛，你将再次对阵世界第1选手樊振东。对明天的比赛有什么期待呢？
确实，过去这2年自己这种跟樊振东比赛输的会比较多一点。我也希望明天自己能用最好的竞技状态去挑战对手吧。
In the past 2 years, my defeat, I've lost to Fan Zhendong more than winning him. So I hope that tomorrow I'll be able to perform to my very best and challenge him.
Marlon, finally, before we let you go, just a quick one. Your fans are out here in numbers. Do you have a message to all of them here?
跟粉丝们打声招呼吧。跟现场的粉丝们打声招呼吧。
感谢你们过去1周一直对我们那种支持吧。当然，肯定明天的比赛会更精彩，希望大家也都能来。
Thank you for the support you have shown to us in the past week. Tomorrow's match, the finals, will be more interesting and high level. I hope all of you will show up to support us as well. Thank you.
Congratulations once again, everyone. Give it up for Marlon.
Well played there from Marlon. He is through to the final repeat of Singapore Smash 2022.